Don't do the video, my wife said. She just wants attention, my wife said. And I don't know why I'm impersonating my wife with my impersonation voice of my mother. I'm sure Freud has something to say about that. Viva Frei, former Montreal litigator turned current Florida rumbler. You might see a bit too much of my steering wheel because I don't have my tripod today. I'm sitting in a Publix parking lot because my kids wanted to get something for dessert and I said, okay, I'll take you there, but I am not going into a Publix right now. Don't do the video, my wife said. She just wants attention, my wife said, and she's probably right, but I'm not one of those people who doesn't want to engage with people with smaller followings than me. I'm not one of those people who doesn't want to engage with people who might very well be engaging with me only to enhance their own internet clout. Rachel Gilmore, this video is for you.
I have some big feelings about it.
Now, for those of you who might not know who Rachel Gilmore is, you must be new to the channel. Welcome, because we have referenced her quality work on multiple occasions. She was called as an expert witness to testify before Canadian Parliament on Russian disinformation in Canadian politics. She has now become a fact checker for CTV News. I kid you not. Rachel Gilmore at Rachel Gilmore. Little personal news today. I'll be joining at Your Morning every Friday for the election to fact check the campaign. So stoked for this. Thank you for having me, CTV. And you got your little kissy heart emoji face thing, whatever that is. First things first, if I were suspicious and conspiratorial, I might think that they borrowed their Fact Check Friday from my Fake News Friday, which I haven't done in a while because every day is a good day for fake news. But Rachel Gilmore is going on as a fact checker for CTV News. Nothing could be more fitting.
If you want to make an informed decision, it's best not to do it on mis or disinformation. Journalist Rachel Gilmore, it's been great to have you on Your Morning, and I want to let everybody know you're going to join us every week throughout this campaign for a Fact Check Friday. We're going to take a closer look at what's been said throughout the week on the campaign trail. You're going to fact check it for us every Friday. Can't wait for that. Thanks so much, Rachel.
I am so excited.
Rachel Gilmore, the Rachel Gilmore who testified before Canadian Parliament and tried to draw a connection between the protest in Ottawa and Russia's war in Ukraine.
So to kick things off, I'm sure you all remember the Freedom Convoy, yeah? Well, as part of my coverage at the time, I joined several Telegram channels and groups where organizers and supporters gathered to exchange everything from planning details to fringe conspiracy theories. And you might not have realized this, but it was actually just days after the convoy. Actually, you guys probably do know this. Just days after the convoy that Russia invaded Ukraine. So it was really interesting, an interesting time to be monitoring all of those Telegram channels, because all of a sudden, the ones that have been posting about the convoy and COVID, groups with tens of thousands of members primed to distrust experts, government, media, and institutions, shifted to posting about Russia's invasion of Ukraine, often claiming that Russia's invasion was actually justified because of reasons the government and the mainstream media won't tell you.
The examples of Rachel Gilmore spewing outright egregious disinformation and misinformation are too many to count, and that's not the purpose of this vlog. Just appreciate the irony. That being said, one of the most recent examples of fact checker Rachel Gilmore spewing misinformation and disinformation relates to one of the tweets I made earlier this week, as at the time of shooting this vlog, as relates to a speech where Mark Carney appeared to be speaking in tongues while trying to speak French.
How many kids did you molest with Jeffrey Epstein?
Honnêtement. Il y aura.
Now, as you can see from that tweet, I was joking that it sounded like Mark Carney was summoning demons with satanic speech, and if you had half a brain or half an ounce of sense of humor, you would have gotten that joke. It would seem that Rachel Gilmore has neither. I often jokingly say that Rachel Gilmore is either stupid or a liar or a perfect combination of both, because as relates to that tweet, this is what Rachel Gilmore had to say about it. She apparently doesn't think it was a joke.
This guy, who has over 700,000 followers on Twitter, a man who resides in Florida now despite originally being from Montreal, which makes this more unhinged, posted a video claiming that Mark Carney is a Satanist because apparently Carney was saying an unintelligible satanic mantra, but Carney was just speaking French.
Honnêtement. Il y aura. Et il y aura.
Non, la diable est dans moi. I'm so sorry. So yeah, things are getting even more stupid than ever thought possible. I can't wait to see what the next week in the campaign brings. Until then, what do you think of all this?
She apparently did not get that it was a joke, or she got that it was a joke and decided to misrepresent the fact that I was being serious that Mark Carney was speaking in satanic verse at one of his pit stops of his election campaign.
Let's take a brief pause from this vlog for a word from our sponsor, The Wellness Company.
So we started pulling grants and we could see that there was funding going to aerosolized COVID vaccines. But that wasn't the most shocking discovery that we made. This is what led us to the discovery that our government's funding research on transmissible vaccines or self-spreading vaccines. They're developing vaccines that would essentially act like a live virus where it could basically replicate itself into new hosts.
People, the globalists never stop. Now they are pushing airborne vaccines, no needles, no permission, just exposure. The last administration quietly funded grants for aerosol vaccines, a delivery system that could infect us without consent. Millions were forced into the mRNA psyop, and cases of myocarditis, blood clots, and immune damage have skyrocketed. 8 states are now in the process of banning these shots. The Trump administration needs to make sure this tyranny hasn't been released on the general public. Dr. Peter McCullough and the Wellness Company created the ultimate spike detox with 4 times the natoconase plus bromelain and curcumin to help break down the spike protein and help the body's natural recovery. Experience the only formula approved and used by Dr. Peter McCullough, a top freedom-fighting cardiologist who risked it all during COVID. Head over to twc.health/Viva and use promo code Viva for the discount on the price and free shipping. Once again, that is twc.health/Viva. Use that wonderful promo code Viva for the beautiful discount. Thank you very much, The Wellness Company, for sponsoring this video. And now back to the vlog.
Now, why did I decide to do this vlog? There were a few people who said, don't do it. She's just looking for attention. She's just clout chasing. You're going to give her the attention that she wants. That seems a bit like the coward's way out, where I no longer have to interact with people who are smaller accounts. I don't mind giving her the attention that she might be seeking for whatever growth she wants. If this is how she wants to grow her social media presence, by spouting off stupidity or dishonesty, more power to her. Sometimes you don't interact with these people to try to change their minds. You interact with these people to try to reach the rest of the world, because there is a very important learning lesson from all of this. Fake news will deliberately pretend not to get a joke. They will deliberately pretend that something was not a joke if it means that they can use it to demonize the individual. And by way of classic example of this, it goes back to a tweet Maxime Bernier, the leader of the PPC, made in 2019, where the news outlets pretended that the comment was serious. If you don't remember this, I gotta bring it back to everybody's attention. Sorry, just to fact check myself, it was 2021, not 2019. Here are the series of tweets and how mainstream media in Montreal reported on it. Maxime Bernier, at Maxime Bernier. I have it on good authority that a Maoist cell controlled by China has taken over at CPC_HQ, that's the Conservative Party of Canada headquarters, and is forcing MPs to undergo traditional self-criticism sessions where they must apologize for their ideological errors and affirm their renewed belief in the party line, at Michelle Rempel. And if you don't remember that tweet from Michelle Rempel, let me read that. Yes, I humble myself and ask forgiveness and seek to make things right. I have privilege. I am cis, straight, white, but I am also a woman who works in a system dominated by white maleness. But no excuses. I will do what I can. That is all I can do, but it is much. 2021-06-08. And if it wasn't clear enough that Maxime Bernier was being hyperbolic and humorous with that tweet, he followed it up with 2 more tweets which read as follows. Breaking. A source tells me that the Maoist cell has been holding at Aaron O'Toole captive since his election as party leader and is using an AI program for his video appearances, which explains why he appears so robotic. No one has noticed his disappearance due to lockdown restrictions. And a follow-up to that one. Latest news. I'm told that Maoists who long ago took control of Libs, NDP, and Greens are not happy about their comrades at CPC_HQ stealing their woke lines. Seniority dispute. They will all fly to Beijing next week to settle differences and take further instruction from CCP, that is the Communist Chinese Party. And how did the fake news Journal de Montréal, which means the Journal of Montreal, report on this? They pretended in the headline that it was a serious statement. Journal de Montréal, des Maoïstes ont envahi les partis politiques selon Maxime Bernier. And that translates literally into Maoists have infiltrated the political parties according to Maxime Bernier. And then bringing it back to Rachel Gilmore and the humorless left. I tell you, they are so humorless. They apparently don't know a joke when they see one. When I said that Mark Carney was speaking in satanic tongues, she says I'm serious, or she suggests that I'm serious, which means that she is either a liar or she's stupid, or bottom line, she doesn't know how to do journalism. Because if you look at the tweet that I posted right before the one when I made the joke about satanic verses, I was specifically commenting on how bad Mark Carney's French was. In the tweet that came immediately before the Satanist tweet, Viva Frei, at the Viva Frei, what fucking language does this guy think he's speaking? This is the biggest insult of French since Howard Stern came to Canada. And the absolute amazing thing is that that tweet where I said that Mark Carney is apparently a Satanist actually got fact check or community noted, if only temporarily, on Twitter. And I suspect that Rachel Gilmore might have been the one fact checking that tweet. Read this. It seems at Mark J. Carney is a Satanist. Readers added context to this video on another post. There is no satanic mantra or satanic chant in this video. It is simply the French language. Regardless of your feelings for new PM Carney, please do not believe this misleading post/video. He says, honnêtement, honestly, ignorant, ignorant. The absolutely hilarious thing, this community note has since been taken down, and I made the joke in a reply to that tweet. My goodness, Mark Carney's French is so bad it takes a community note to tell the world he wasn't speaking satanic tongues, he was just trying to speak French. And what was my underlying point in all of that? They've taken this 3-passport carrying globalist whore who doesn't speak a word of intelligible French. They make him go out and do videos where he's talking about buying maple syrup to make him look Canadian, playing hockey to make him look Canadian, because this guy is the least Canadian PM that has ever run for Prime Minister of Canada.
I've got maple syrup, I've got Brussels sprouts, I've got local honey, I've got local jam.
He is a 3-passport carrying, WEF, Davos speaking, Bilderberg meeting attending globalist whore of the highest order, and he's got the media in his lap, protecting him at all costs, as we can see from this entire video. Now, my kid has come back from the shopping at Publix, and I've got to end this vlog. If you like what I do, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Make sure that you have notifications turned on so you know when I put out a video. The most important part of this entire vlog is sometimes you need to engage with everyone, small and big, in order to get your point across. You are being lied to, you are being misled, and these so-called fact checkers are the biggest liars of the bunch. Now you know your vlog. Get out there and enjoy life.
In your heart.